See this right here? These shelf brackets, well, I'm not sure what they are with tax, but before tax, they're over $3.50 a piece. Now, it doesn't take long after you put up a few shelves and, just lay that right there. Although you thought you wasn't gonna spend much on shelves, here you have done spent more than you ever dreamed you'd spend. I'm gonna show you how to build you some simple brackets where you don't have to spend for these, and probably you can build it out of scrap lumber that you've got around the house, or your dad, or your grandpa, or your neighbor, or somebody's got around the house. But they're simple, easy to build, can save you some money for sure, and might be something you're interested in doing. About how long I need these to be? Well, that's 9 inches that way, and it's 12 inches that way. So we're gonna make a bracket that's a 9 by 12. If you did wanna use it the other way, it would work for that just as well. Or somebody wants one, and you can build it. I'm gonna show you how, or show you how I'd build it. So I know what size my shelf bracket needs to be. It needs to be a 9 by 12, and now I need to figure out what materials I'm gonna use. In this case, I've got some pretty ash boards that we've milled. I'm just gonna use that. And it's personal preference, whatever size you wanna make it. So I'm gonna just make it whatever size I wanna make it. We'll see how it turns out. So I've decided that I'm gonna make my flat parts 2.5 inches wide. If you don't have a table saw, you can certainly use a circular saw. But if you've got a table saw, it makes it mighty nice. Or you might have a neighbor, Uncle Tom, or somebody that's got a table saw that can rip some pieces down for you. So I need to rip 2 at 2.5 inches. When you're cutting on a table saw, you want your blade about 1/8 of an inch above your material that you're ripping. It's not really very straight. I need to straighten this board up to start with. Say, well, how are you going to straighten a board that's crooked? If you'll take something that is straight and put it alongside something that's not straight, if I run both of these together and run them both right there, keeping them tight against the rip fence over there, and run them right through there together, it's going to put a straight edge on this piece of wood. Hope that makes sense. And when you're cutting on a table saw, always make sure that that's clear before you turn the table saw on. If something's laying on that and you turn it on, somebody may be going to get a headache, or even worse. Something I like to do on a miter saw is I like to leave the blade buried down in the bed till the blade stops turning. Because sometimes if you lift back up while the blade's still turning, especially when you're cutting something very small, the kerf of that blade will catch that and send it flying, and then the fellow over at the next table, he won't like that you threw something at him. So we need 2 pieces, 9 inches long. Do you hear that? That's what I was talking about. It caught that little piece of that first one and flung it. And had I not left the blade down in the bed, who knows who could have got hurt. So I've got my top pieces, they're 9 inches long. And now my bottom pieces are going to be 12 inches, less the thickness of this, which is 13/16. So now that I've got my 4 pieces, and I don't have I'm gonna put a diagonal in here, or don't have that, I'll show you that in a minute. We can't make this any simpler. And we're gonna put these on top of these, just like that. I need to put a couple of pilot holes here. Just like that. Put just a little bevel on that. and a little bevel on that. That's something that's going to come in handy. I'm going to take my framing square and scribe me a mark on there. I'm using some 1.5 inches. Just flush everything up. And pull that down tight like that. I'm also going to pre-drill holes here so that the end user, which is a friend of mine who doesn't know that he's going to be getting these, and this video is not going to come out until I've already given them to him, but to make it easy for him to mount them. Now, the fella that I'm giving this to is a logger. I think he would like, this is ash, this is ash. I'm gonna skin the bark off of this. I think it'll just look better. If you wanna do it, if you got a drawing knife, now all I have to do, go cut this at a 45. Now here's the tricky part, is that the angle doesn't need to change. All right, get a little oil on those. It'll look pretty good in the shop, and you know what, if you don't like it, well, it's wood, and making some good firewood. All right, and he's gonna, probably by the time this comes out, if it comes out, if I even post it, he's gonna have already received them and already give them the thumbs up or the thumbs down, I don't know. Anyway, that's the way it goes, and I hope maybe this was helpful if you want to save $3.50 plus change plus tax on some shelf brackets. Because bottom line is, you can use one of these and spend $4 a piece. That would have been $8. Or you make you one or two, and it's free. I like free. I'll see you in the next one.